Good morning, my dear students. Hope you are safe at home. Today we will start our session, Unit 2, Lesson 1, Energy, Resources and Forms. We will study in our session the energy. What is the meaning of energy? Energy is the ability to do work or make change. We will study the resources of energy or energy resources. The sun is the permanent resource of energy. The wind is the renewable resource of energy. The fuel is non-renewable resource. And the waterfalls is the renewable resource. And the food and the nuclear energy which result from the reaction between the electrons and the protons and the neutrons inside the nucleus. Now we will study the energy forms. We will get light energy from the lamps, from the candles and kerosene lamps. We will get the sound energy from the loudspeakers. We will get the electric energy from the solar cell, which took the light of the sun and stored it into electric energy. And we get chemical energy from the food and the batteries, inside the chemical energy inside the batteries. And we get heat energy from burning wood, burning fuel. And the nuclear energy results from the reaction inside the nucleus. And the very important forms, which is called mechanical energy, that result from the waterfalls, and it consists of potential energy and kinetic energy. To know the difference between potential energy and kinetic energy, let's see this video to know what is the difference between them. We will figure out that when he raised the wheel for some height, it will store energy, what is called potential energy. And when he left it, it will change from potential energy into kinetic energy. So the potential energy depends on two factors, which is height and the weight. The weight and height. The weight equal mass time gravitational acceleration, and the height it will be by the meter. And the rules of kinetic energy equal half time mass times speed square. So we will notice that the potential energy is the energy that's stored in object due to the work done on it. The potential energy is the energy stored in object due to the work done on it. And there is two factors affecting the potential energy, which is the weight of the object and the height. Let's make an experiment to know what's meaning of potential energy. Steps: put four identical spheres on plated ground. Raise a sphere from ground up to a level. Raise two spheres together to the same level on the table. Repeat using three spheres together. What will you observe? You observe that you need more work done to carry or lifting more balls at the same height. So the potential energy stored in the body increases as the weight of the body increase. So there is another factor affecting the potential energy, which is the height. To know how the height affects the potential energy, let's make this experiment. Bring some heavy sphere, raise the sphere height to a half meter and then leave it to fall. Repeat with the increase in height each time. What will you observe? That the work done to lift the balls increases by increasing the height. So the potential energy stored in object increases by increasing its height. So if I want to make a relation to collect between the potential and their weight and their height, so potential energy equal weight times height. If I don't have the weight, we can calculate the weight by the rules. Weight equal mass time acceleration of gravity, and we should be the mass and the mass should be by kilogram, not gram. If I rate the cup for some height, the energy stored in the cup is potential energy because it depends on the weight of the cup and the height away from the table. So the energy stored due to the work done on it, it's called potential energy. And the two factors affecting the potential energy is the weight and the height. So the first rule is potential energy equal weight times height. And to calculate the weight, weight equal mass time acceleration of gravity. Okay, if I left the cup, the potential energy or the stored energy began to change into kinetic energy. So potential, and when I left the cup, the potential energy started to change into kinetic energy because the kinetic energy depends on the motion of the object. So the work done during the motion of the object is called kinetic energy. There are two factors affecting the kinetic energy, which is speed and the mass. To figure out that the speed and the mass affecting the kinetic energy, let's see this experiment. If I have two cars of identical masses and they are moving by the same, one is faster than the other, which one needs to do more work to stop? The faster one. If I have two cars of different masses and they are moving with the same speed, which one needs to do more work to stop? And they have different masses. The heavier one. So the kinetic energy increases by increasing both the speed and the mass. As the mass increases, the kinetic energy increases. As the speed increases, the kinetic energy increases. So the second rule, kinetic energy equal half time mass times speed square. And the first rule, potential energy equal weight times height. Weight times height. And to calculate the weight equal mass times acceleration. But kinetic energy equal half time mass times speed square. What about the mechanical energy? The mechanical energy is the sum of potential and kinetic energy. Okay, if I rate the cup for some height, for the maximum height, so my height is maximum, the potential energy will be maximum. What about the kinetic energy? The kinetic energy depends on the mass and the speed, not stored energy. So the kinetic energy equals 0. So the mechanical energy at the maximum height equals the potential energy only. But if I left the cup, the potential energy starts to decrease and the kinetic energy starts to increase. So at the ground, the kinetic energy is maximum and the potential energy equals 0. So at the ground, the mechanical energy equals the kinetic energy only. Let's see some measuring unit of some physical quantities. The speed and velocity, the measuring unit is meter per second. And height, distance or displacement, the measuring unit is meter. The mass, kilogram. Potential energy, kinetic energy, mechanical energy, the measuring unit is joule. The weight, the measuring unit is Newton, and acceleration of gravity, meter per second square. So I have three rules. First, potential energy equal weight times height, and the weight equal mass times acceleration. The second rule is the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy equal half time mass times speed square, and the mass should be in kilogram units. Number 3, the mechanical energy equal the sum of potential and kinetic energy. Let's solve some problems. If I have example number 1, if the person threw a ball vertically, its speed was 3 meters per second and the height 4 meters. What is the work done on the ball if its weight equal 5 Newton and its mass equal 0.5 kilogram? Let's start with the potential energy. What is the rule of potential? Potential equal weight times height. Where is my weight? The weight equal 5 Newton and the height equal 4 meters. So 5 times 4 equal 20 joules. And the kinetic energy equal half time mass time speed square. Half time, where is the mass? 0.5 kilogram time the speed square. The speed is equal 3 power 2 equal 9. So the answer will be 2.25 joule. The work done, which means the mechanical energy equal the sum of potential and kinetic energy, which equal 20 plus 20, 2.25 equal 22.25 joules. I have another problem. A body of weight 20 Newton at altitude, which means height 5 meters. Find its potential energy. How we calculate the potential energy? Potential energy equal weight times height. Excellent. Weight times height. Where is my weight? 20 Newton. Times height 5 equal 100 joules. So what is the meaning again? The potential energy. Potential energy is the stored energy due to the work done on it. And there are two factors affecting the potential energy: weight and height. Number 2, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, the work done during the motion of the object. And there are two factors affecting the kinetic energy, which are the mass and the speed. The third rule is the mechanical energy. The mechanical energy is the sum of potential and kinetic. All these energy, the measuring unit is joule. Thank you for listening.